Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Check power.
Check three. Hey, alert three.
Front that. Front left.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Bang out. Bam.
Mike 57 over. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Here's Wilson. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball. Here's Gordon. And an alley to run. There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Melvin Gordon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And that one taken in by Lashley. And all the way in, touch. Jordan Lashley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
21. Here we go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Willie Henry muscled his way in for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
Go. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I got you. Gun.
Easy.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. D Ford, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there. Receiver.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring and moving the ball in basketball, what do? get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Pass complete to his receiver, Pettis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
And that play is blown up. Losing 5. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Brings up second and 12 at the 35-yard line.
Max 50, Max 50, Max 50. Hey.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 7.
Hey, gun.
Motion. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Play action, Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. In on the stop, it was Travarius Moore. Gordon. And an alley to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 27 yards there, a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it.
12.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. This is Gordon. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. That'll net 7 yards on the ground, but he'll leave it with a healthy distance still to go on third down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. A solid run of 11 there as he's still short of the marker at its fourth. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo now. It's caught by Coleman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. That's to his running back, complete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Here we go, D.
They'll run on first down. It's Gordon. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Seattle.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson eluding the pressure right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Pick it up, D.
19.
Check.
Hey, alert. Under crunch. 25. Hey, let's go double count right here, double count.
54.
Alert.
54. No chance.
Now it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Watch the screen.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. This pass complete to Higgins. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. They'll try the right side this time. Here with Gordon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 quarter.
He wasn't ready.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And he comes back with one complete. Get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
It's just me and you.
I got you.
Get him, you got it. 49's the mic, watch 49. Come on.
11.
Let's see what you got.
Garoppolo going to go on fourth down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. It's a first down and more for Gordon. And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 19-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They'll run with Coleman on first down. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll toss it to Breida. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Here we go. 1 Omaha. X3. 218. Chop.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Deep ball for Goodwin. And my goodness, another interception. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Let's get it.
At the 25-yard line.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up fourth down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want none.
In his own end zone, it's Garoppolo. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Kill.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Touch 50.
On second and 11 now. Wilson. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Know your job. What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. Hey.
Now a 20th carry. Number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. A big play there by Gordon. Give him 53 yards on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Turn it up.
Kill, turn up.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead.
49ers nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he is down deep into Seattle territory. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick, and he will take it out to the 25-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Go. They're going to need some therapy after this. Look for signals.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And this is caught by Watkins. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 33.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Watch the out. Watch the out.
They'll start on the ground with Breida, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a...
Now Garoppolo lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Eleven.
They run again with Breida. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.